Well, good afternoon, everyone. And I know this session stands between you and the lunch. And I'm sure many of you are already thinking of the menu rather than this session. But, I'll just promise this session is worth your time and attention because after that, you might also turn up in a different way at the lunch and beyond. Yeah? So, our session today is mastering the art of personal image and presence. And that's something that touches all of us, right? And whether you are walking into a boardroom or showing up online or stepping into a powerful platform like India Today Women's Summit here, right? Your personal brand is already speaking for you. Maybe before even you say a single word. So to help us unpack this theme, we have with us, someone who really breathes and lives her work, Miss Radhika Khanna. So I'm thrilled to be joined by Radhika Khanna. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a round of applause. I know the energy is little less, but I'll try to, bring the energy in the hall. So let me briefly introduce Radhika to you all. Radhika is a powerhouse of, personal transformation. She is a well-known name in the space of personal transformation. She's a renowned image consultant, a celebrity groomer, soft skills trainer. She's a pageant coach. And with 22 plus years of experience, Radhika has worked with 10,000 individuals, including celebrities, pageant professionals, and professionals across industries, helping them elevate their personal brand. So with that kind of depth and range, I think there's no better person to help us decode what personal branding really means. So Radhika, when we talk about today's competitive world, or let's be honest, a chaotic world, right? What personal branding truly means, and if there's anybody in the hall who wants to, start their own personal branding journey, from where they can begin?
Thank you so much, first of all, for the warm introduction. And when you talk about personal branding per se, and people think about personal branding as something out of the box, which is unachievable. And they keep hiring personal branding experts, to convert them into personal brands. However, there's a catch. And today I'll be sharing something very easy that each one of you can apply in your own lives to become and emerge as powerful brands for yourself. And so when you talk about personal branding, simply put, it is just about each interaction of yours that truly matters, whether it is online or offline. When you think about interacting with anybody online and offline, there is a proactive approach that each one of you need to follow. It comprises of the 5. Let's go down, back to memory lane. If you think about right from your childhood, we've studied our A, B, C's and D's, right? So your personal branding also comprises of a strategy of A, B, C, D, and E, where A stands for your appearance, B stands for your behavior, C for your communication skills, D for your digital media presence, and E for your etiquette. Now, when you talk about your appearance, okay, let's talk about anybody. Wherever you meet somebody, okay, there is an effect and there is an impact. When I walk into the room and on this stage and I sat in front of you, you guys must have already thought of something about me, right? That is how personal branding works. There is power in the appearance. Whenever you engage or come in front of anybody, right from 3 to 7 seconds. That is just a fraction of a time that it takes to cast an impression on somebody with your appearance. When you talk about, let's take a celebrity, when you talk about Miss Sushmita Sen, right? She has something about her. When she walks into any space, it is like, her appearance says that I have arrived. What is that I have arrived? It comes from a proactive approach of image management, which talks about, premeditating upon everything that you don. It is not that you pull out clothes like how we dress up every day. We don't even give it a thought. We are more focused on the skills. Yes, your soft skills truly do matter. Your technical skills truly do matter, but your image and presence also has a very, very powerful impact and place in it. Anybody who wears any outfit, always remember one thing. The clothes don't carry you, it is you who carry the clothes. Always remember this. And also, everything that is not in vogue needs to be donned by each one of you. What is the message do you want to deliver? Have I arrived? Are you somebody who's at a credible position? Are you somebody who's unstoppable? Because when you don the right outfits, that is where your confidence is showcased, right? So keep that in mind always. Now, when you talk about behavior, okay, what is behavior? Again, taking an example of Miss Sushmita Sen. When she meets anybody, her interaction, be it with a layman or be it with somebody at power, will be exactly the same. There is empathy, there is emotional intelligence in how she conducts and connects with people. And that is where is, the reservoir of your true charisma. That is how you unleash your true charisma, because it leaves an impact in the minds and hearts of people. Oh, I'm visible in her eyes, right? So always make sure your behavior is consistent wherever you go and with everyone. It should not keep switching according to the status of the people. Now we talk about our communication skills. Whenever you communicate with anybody, people focus more on the verbal aspect of communication. That is the spoken words. And you know, in reality, your spoken words only make about 7 to 8% of your total communication skills. 55% comprises of your body language, which mostly everybody negates. Nobody thinks, what is my body language saying? What are my hand movements saying? What are my facial expressions saying, right? So when your facial expressions, your hand movements, that are your haptics, and a confident body language is showcased, it emphasizes the spoken word. And that is how you come across as being authentic and genuine. And whenever there is a clash between the spoken word and your body language, people will always believe the body language. A simple example, a kaam wali bai or the house help at home comes to you and says, ma'am, I want a holiday today. Somebody's died in the family. You give her the leave and she goes. And you tell your husband or your children, I think she's lying. Where is that I think she's lying comes from? It is from her body language. So we are already aware, only that we don't apply it in our lives. That proactive approach needs to be there. So always remember the power of your body language and use it, so that people can see you as confident. Even if you are not that confident, you can still fake it. Now the third after C is D. We talk about our digital media presence. Now when you talk about digital media presence also, be it on LinkedIn, be it on Instagram, people don't take it really seriously. You're posting pictures of holidays, going all over the world, but that is what your brand is also shouting from that image. Specifically your headshot. A headshot, be it for anybody, be it a celebrity, be it a pageant, be it somebody, a C-suite executive at a senior position. Your headshot truly does matter. And engaging eye contact, a warm smile to make that connectedness, while at the same time, a sharp demeanor and a body language that tells somebody that yes, you are somebody credible at a position. A picture speaks 1,000 words. We've all heard it, right? 1,000,000 times. But how many times do we apply it when it comes to us? So you need to be very careful about that as well. And whatever you're posting actually showcases your brand. Because nowadays, it's a fast-paced world. People don't have the time to sit and engage with you again and again and make deeper conversation with each and every individual alike. It's not possible. So your first impression, even on your profile picture, truly does matter. And it does send a message out to others around you. And anytime, whether somebody is looking for a job change or somebody sent a resume across, the first thing anybody ever does is goes and checks out what your social media has to say about you, specifically your LinkedIn, if you're a professional. And lastly, which is mostly missed, what do you think E stands for? Your etiquette, which is always and mostly overlooked by people around you, right? So what is etiquette? People think etiquette truly is something, a set of rules and certain norms or regulations that you need to follow. Etiquette truly is your passport to success. Always remember that. And it is something which is very basic. That is respecting others around you and making others feel comfortable in your presence. If you go to dine in a fine dining restaurant and you're very well dressed, donned a very beautiful suit, jacket, whatever, and you're sitting with your family enjoying a fine meal. However, if a waitstaff comes and spills something around you, you start screaming and shouting. Where is the etiquette? Where is the etiquette? Sorry, it's gone out of the window. So it's very, very important to consider all these elements, make a fine cocktail out of it, and apply it and live it daily and consistently if you want your brand to emerge as a powerful brand, and specifically you as a walking, talking brand for yourself. Yes, that's about it.
Well, that's interesting, Radhika. I think we
Thank
all
you
are
so
going
much.
to follow A, B, C, D, E going forward, right? So now let's talk about something that everybody thinks they know, which is dressing for success, right? We all know first impressions do matter, but I'm curious to know from you, what does dressing for success really means in a strategic and an intentional way?
Thank you for that question. It's actually a very powerful question and something that will add a lot of value. Because when you talk about dress for success, like going back to the previous question that we taken up, your dressing and your inner skills need to be in congruence with each other. Because your skills are within. People are not going to go within and see what you hold within, right? It is all there with what you've demonstrated with your image. So the way you dress is the way you think, is the way you feel, is the way you act, and that is how others respond or react to you. Simply put, if a woman has donned a power suit and she's in a high position, okay, a senior position, and she just gets ready and she leaves for her work, a high stakes meeting. Now, the moment she dons that suit, it screams power in her head. It sends a psychological message to her that yes, you are capable, you're credible, you're powerful. That is the thought process. The feeling, of course, she will walk it and she'll walk the talk, like we say, yes? Then thirdly, if you talk about the actions, everything she communicates with her body language, with her power, and with the speech will be 10 times better than what she would communicate simply just pulling out anything, putting a look together, or curating a look for herself. And eventually, the most powerful is how other people will respond to that sharpness and will see her as credible and somebody at an authoritative senior position. So that is the power of your dress for success. And I'll give you something with which you can win or curate a winning image every day of your life. It's very simple. It's the power of 5 W's, where you think about who when, what, where, and why. That is, who are you going to meet? What do you want to tell them about yourself? When, that is, what time of the day, morning, evening, or seasons, depending on that. Where, the venue, which is extremely important. Where are you meeting? And lastly, why, which is extremely important. Is it a high-stakes meeting or is it a rendezvous with friends? The clothes will differ and change. So that is the power of your image, and that is how you can dress for success each and every day of your life and win the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika. That was interesting. Though the time is up, but I'll take a very quick last question, which is, I think, relevant to everyone here. I think everyone in the hall must be using Instagram, right? So Instagram today is more than stories and, selfies. It's now a serious platform for personal and professional branding. And since, Radhika, you've worked with people at different stages and, people who own their public presence, right? So from your experience, what is that creates Instagram likability, and how can someone show up powerfully, basically online and offline, while being true to themselves?
So there is a very powerful method devised by me. It's called the CART method, C-A-R-T, where C stands for your credibility, showcasing your credentials, the accolades, your achievements, because that is how people will recognize you that, yes, you have something about you. Second is authenticity, which is truly missing when I go to a lot of social media profiles of people, because life is supposed to be perfect. Everything that you see on social media is fake, almost, I would say almost, not everything. And that is what people depict, and that is what has become everybody's aspirational goal. That, wow, this one has it, so can I. But that is not reality. So make authentic connections, show your authenticity to people. Even if you're, today, if I am a trainer, that doesn't mean I don't have my struggles. I don't have my days where I'm feeling low and out. I still do. So I showcase that to even the clients and the people I work with, because that is being authentic. That is my true identity and true self. While at the same time always remembering that do not overpromise and underdeliver. That is a very big problem. Making a lot of promises yet underdelivering, switch it. Underpromise and overdeliver. Because that will develop people's faith in you that, yes, she's worth it, right? And after authenticity comes relatability. Relatability is all about just being raw. Sharing your life story, your life struggles, all your transformational journey, right from the beginning up till now. What are the challenges you faced? So that people can look at that and say, oh, that's me. Self-doubt, yes, that's me. Low self-esteem, yes, that's me. That is what makes a connection with you and with the other person. And lastly, T. T stands for trust, which is the bedrock of all relationships, anywhere and everywhere, even at home. And trust comes with consistency. How consistent are you? Again, not under-promising and not over-promising and under-delivering, sorry. So that you need to keep in mind. So follow this method and you're good to go. When you talk about offline likability is not about what people look, but what is their value, who they are as individuals, as people, their characteristics, what they bring on the table. Appreciate the workers around you, people who are building your brand and who are there. That one beautiful message that, listen, your smile lights up my day, or thank you for helping me if somebody's helped you for something. Those small, small things always leave an impact on the minds and hearts of people and build that connectedness. And that is the kind of leaders we want on top, full of empathy, full of emotional intelligence.
Thank you, Radhika. That was more like a masterclass to all of us. And you have given us a lot to think about, from following ABCD to build our personal brand to dressing with purpose and to show up online authentically, right? And now to absorb and anchor all this learning, we would like to take a short pause with the 5 minutes of a calming meditation. And after that, we'll break for lunch, for which everybody is, I'm sure, waiting in the hall. So this is a perfect moment to recharge and reset, I guess. Over to you, Radhika.
Yeah, could we have
Can we have the music, please?
okay, but it won't.
Can we have the meditation music on, please? I'm sure all of you are hungry, but I think we just are 2 minutes away from this. And I'm sure this is the perfect moment for us to recharge and reset and maybe then have a good lunch. Yeah? Here we go.
I'd like each one of you to please close your eyes and follow my lead. Think of standing on a seashore. There is a boat right in front of you. One end of a rope is tied to the boat, and the second is anchored around your waist. Now, in front of you, there is a floating white board. It has 10 sticky notes on it. These are the labels that society or relatives or people around us have given us since childhood. Think of all the labels that you've got up until now that are sabotaging your growth and weighing on your mind. There is a pen in your hand, and you start writing all the labels one at a time. The label can be fear, self-sabotage, too dark, too fair, too fat, too skinny, not good enough. Once you've written all the 10 labels that have been given to you, which have been limiting you throughout, take one sticky note and place it in the center of the boat, followed by another and another, until all those sticky notes are dropped in the center of the boat. Stand and think once again. Reflect back and let yourself know that these labels don't define me. These labels are not my true identity. They are not going to stop me. Now look to your right. There is a stool next to you. And on that stool is a sharp axe. Lift the axe with your right hand, and at the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3, cut the rope, hack. Now you see the boat drifting away, deeper into the sea, further away from you. You can put the axe back. Tell yourself, today I feel light. I feel relieved. That pain wasn't mine. That burden is not mine to carry. Rub both your palms together. Cup your eyes with it. Take a deep breath and tell yourself release and relieved. You can finally open your eyes. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much for that calming 5 minutes of meditation. I'm sure everybody would love that. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you for a powerful session.
Thank you so much. And before I take your leave, I'd want to leave you all, to ponder upon one very powerful message. The labels that society or people around us give us do not define us. A child is born out of a mother, yet very powerful, loud and clear, please hear me. Even Einstein's mother did not know Einstein would be Einstein someday. So never forget this. It's very powerful, and I share it with all my students. There is a reservoir of untapped potential lying within each one of us. All we need to do is have faith in our, in our own abilities and unleash our true potential. Challenge yourself. Take a step each and every day. Because when you challenge and you win, you are empowered. And truly, empowered women empower women. Thank you so much.